Hi. Well, people are around. Actually, I'm also on YouTube, and nobody's over at YouTube. Nobody wants to be there. Nobody bothers me. You see a new background. That's because I'm babysitting. Uh, we live about a mile away from our one son, who is our youngest of two boys we have. And he has two little kids. One's about 3 years old, and one's about 6 months or something like that. Real youngster. So they went on a holiday. Oh, let me see. I got to reconnect on YouTube. Uh, they're going on holiday, so we're going to stay at their place for a couple days, which is like say we walk over here. It's a 20-minute walk to take care of the two little monsters. It's really my wife does a lot of that heavy lifting, not me so much. But let's see, audio and video not available. Why is that? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna turn that off. Audio video. Yeah, this is a new. Well, that's not good. uh, wow. Well, yeah, this is a new phone I have, and somehow on YouTube, I'm not on. It's not doing the audio and video, and it gave me a question when I started, but I think I'll pass on that and work on just with the Let's Go Help people today. Okay. Hi, Tammy. What are you doing up so early? Actually, I was just reading in the paper. I can still get the New York Times and Washington Post. Old guys, they were the only people who get newspapers, and it's hard to break an old habit. And I like it because I can rip things out and then bring it when I talk to you guys. So I really like the paper. It's hard to do that online if I get it online. But there are going to be returns. In others, I forget how much, there's so much sales now, $800 billion in sales or 700 billion in sales. And about 15% of that is return to the stores. So you got 15% in the stores. This is crazy time for them because they want to have easy policies, but it's such a pain in the ass. So it's $148 billion worth of holiday gifts that will be returned. That's why I sort of like giving gift cards, but people don't use their gift cards either. I mean, there's so much gift card money, and actually, there's a if you call your state government, they have a place where unclaimed gift cards. So you have maybe gift card money that is sitting unclaimed, and for the state office of it's usually at the Secretary of State office. So if your state unclaimed money, and if you use Google, that's why I hate using Google. Don't use Google if you want to find the unclaimed money office, because you'll find out people who are going to charge you money to get that information, and you don't have to charge. There's government information, and it's there. Call 211 and ask for the unclaimed people. Don't go to Google and ask for unclaimed people. If you want to search something, go to CHAT dot and then openai.com, and then you say where is the unclaimed office for Pennsylvania, and they'll show you that, and without any advertising, without any upsells, without any scammers or everything. I mean, that's the beauty of IT now, or is it the IT stuff on the internet, because there's no scamming in there, and it's nobody selling you anything. The problem to me with the internet is that everyone's selling you something that you could get for free somewhere else. And that's why, we pride ourselves on every website we give you will never charge you money. And that's why people go to Google, because they don't know what else to do. And Google is good, but it's not good for solving financial problems when you don't have money. If you have money, yeah, okay, do. But we'll show you people that, to solve your problems but don't have money. Now, another interesting article that came up today, and there's a law passed they're trying to do this more in the government, called new collar. You have blue collar jobs, white collar jobs. Well, these are new collar jobs, do not require a college degree. So, and that this is a growth industry in our country, the things that are growing. That's what you want to do. I mean, to me, you want to find the things that are growing, unless you really have a passion for something that you're going to do no matter what. If you're trying to find out, where's the easiest place to get money and help and things like that, you go to the areas in our country that are growing. Because like I was, in the 70s, I was taking a course in computers, and it was a college course in computers, and I was teaching the same course at another college. See, in the beginning, now you need a PhD to teach computers. Before then, you just had to take a class that was 1 week ahead of the class you're teaching. So that's what's so neat when you're on the beginning of the wave. So that's why the IT stuff is the beginning of a wave. So you don't need a lot of degrees. You don't need to know people. You just have to be there, and say you want the job, because they don't have options. And now even our tight economy with the job market, it's even more of an opportunity, because people aren't applying for work. They're so pissed off at everything that they're not even going into the job market. So these are called new collar jobs, NEW, collar jobs, and they're in areas of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, electric vehicles, and robotics. Okay, I mean, it sounds like PhD stuff. No, it isn't. I mean, remember, you learned how to drive a car. Remember, you learned how to use the computer. Remember. Otherwise, if you didn't do it, we'd be riding around in horses trying to get to the next city and taking forever, taking a stagecoach instead of an airplane. You can't be afraid of technology, because it's coming, whether you like it or not. And the opportunities are there. And see what the government does, and this is all free. And you won't see it free if you go to Google. Google will just show you where to get trained in all these things, and pay somebody lots of money to get trained. You do not have to do that, because there's too many organizations and government offices that want to do that. They have grants to do that. They have grants to give you to be involved in that, and for you to get on that wave. In other words, it is. That's what happens in the economy. It's a slow cycle, and we live so long. I mean, look I'm 80 years old and still making money working. I want to do that because I want to contribute. And I think the way you keep growing mentally and physically and well, in your heart, I mean, that's, you probably heard me before talking about it, is how do you keep growing your heart? And I wish I knew that. You worked on that earlier, but after, you're trying to live, you're trying to raise a family and pay the rent and whatever, you don't think about your heart. And that's the best part of being a human is your heart. You maybe have a loved one and work on that, but we should work on that with everybody. And how do you open your heart to everybody? Well, that's a different thing. Right now, we want to get you the skills you need to be on the forefront of the new jobs that are coming up. And you could get those skills for free, okay? And you can do it part-time, full-time, whatever. And a lot of these programs now are paying you not only to get the skills, but they pay you while you're getting skills. I was at my son's house here. There was an emergency room doctor who's a friend of their families, and talked to him. Now he runs the emergency rooms in North Carolina, all over. So he's a government official in charge of all the the EMT, emergency medicine people. The ambulance come and get you, right? Okay, they're dying for people. They'll give you money to live on while they train you. They'll train you. They'll help you get a degree in this eventually, and everything. They're dying for people, and no matter what your background is, because they'll train you to do it. And this is North Carolina emergency medical. So if you're looking at Google how to be an EMT person there, and what could be better than helping people? You're going out there to people in trouble, and you're doing it whatever. And actually, another part of the family, who's an emergency medical doctor, he is now retired as a doctor and goes on EMT calls. He's got a little pager, that tells, hey, we need somebody over there, and he does it. And he loves it. And he's like my age. He's in his 70s. He's a kid to me. He's in the mid 70s. I'm 80 already. So you can still contribute, and you could still, and to me, then that's how you get the income you need, is by contributing to society, and find a way you contribute. So now we're talking about this as a growth industry, that you'll be able to thrive in for the rest of your life, or at least 20, 30 years. And that's long enough, because something else will come along. And you got to be flexible. See, part of the problem is we're living too long. Man, I used to, I got an MBA in computers, and the computers are bigger than this kitchen. We all have to be retrained, and it's coming along. So that's why you have to keep your ears to the ground. What you think, and the hardest thing for me getting older is trying to get the stuff in my head that I think is right. Now I keep learning that's not right, and I keep failing and failing and failing until it beats it in my head. What is right. We don't know what is right. You have to have the market tell you what is right. Don't have some expert like me, or don't have some friend, or don't believe your own head on what's right and what's right to do. You have to go out there and get that intelligence. You have a war with where you live, what's going on. And if you don't have the intelligence on where the bad stuff is, the good stuff is, and what's really going on, you're going to get eaten up. And that's about talking to people, and that's out there for free for anybody. Now here, let me give you a listing of dollar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is, Tammy just put jobs and jobs. Yeah. Tammy gave you a listing of where to download our 500 mini grant report. Okay. For every state, and I did most of this myself, and Mo helped me a lot on all this, that we have the 500 best grants in every state to help you live. These are grants and services to help you solve financial problems in your state. And it's broken down by topic. So if you need help with your bills and debt, then it shows you the places to go to get that. You need help starting a business, it shows you the places to do that. Okay. You need help with healthcare, it shows you the places to do that for your state. So you could go to that link and Let's Go Help Too, and download every state. I don't care if you're going to help somebody with that. You take it and send it to people you know. That's your gift. You send that gift to anybody you know in that state, and if they're in a different state, you download that other state and give it to them for free. And they and just tell them it's part of my your membership. Part of your membership is to help other people. And so you just download that report. Whether it's healthcare, legal help, getting a job, pet care. I have a section in there on pet care. That's getting very expensive now. It is to be. To get pet care on your pet, man, you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars with that. So we have it there. Where on your state? See, that's the thing. You go to Google, please. I just can't say this enough, because I know it's hurting people. It's hurting people when you go to Google. It's the people it's hurting is you, because you think that's reality. Number one, it's people who's charging you for things you can get for free, and it's people that are telling you how easy it is to do what you want to do. It's not easy. It's not, you're not going to fill out one form and get a check in the mail next Tuesday. No, you're probably going to have to stumble and get in the wrong places and be on hold and all that stuff. That's life. I mean, you may think it sounds easy after you talk to somebody who stumbled for years, and then like it took me years and years to figure out how to make a living again after people stopped buying reference books. Can't find your grant for $60,000 or other. What's the links? I'm not sure, Richard, for $60,000. I'm not sure. Oh, I see. Yes. Yes. It's now look on, Let's Go Help. And Tammy, if you give them the link for where all the grants are. Okay. So you want our link. Right. And we just gave out, there it is. Tammy's a beautiful human. You know why? Because she spends most of her time helping others, and for nothing even. And it is, I mean, just think if everybody was a Tammy, and we all just took one person somewhere who needs help and give it to them. Man. So that's half the world helping the other half of the world. We all have something to give to everybody. And for those of you that are members, to help other members, it doesn't matter how good you are at it. Believe me, it doesn't. And that's why I'll help you do that. We can also set you up to help people online like I have. You could do this and we'll tell you how to do this. And you could just be there to tell people where to go and Let's Go Help or whatever, or just tell your little story about how you're struggling. Because if someone hears from you that you're struggling, hey, okay, and you're still alive, I mean, the world doesn't end, and what we have to do is encourage each other to keep going, because that's the only answer. Nobody has the answer. We all have to live our own lives. We all have. It's going to be different for every one of us on how we succeed. And the only thing that's common is that you have to keep at it. There's no shortcut. There's no magic things. The only thing we do is give you, okay, these are the best places to start, because see, you can't start with Google. You can't start with Google because that's a good headline I gotta do. You can't start with the Google. Can't start with Google. And even myself now. I mean, I was frustrated years. I couldn't. First day here. Oh, wonderful. I always thought you that. Okay. See the link above. Tammy, did you put in the report about the Meta grant report? Let's Go Meta grant report. Sitonia, download that Meta grant report and download see the link above that Tammy put in for the 500 mini grants for your state. Okay, there's the mini grant report. I mean, there's the Let's Go Meta grant reports. Now you also want the mini grant report, okay? And that's important to do. You download for that state. Now, see, the thing what you have to realize too, you're not sure where is the best place for you to get a grant. Neither am I. Okay. Neither is anyone else, because it's so individual. It's sort of like you getting a date. Yeah, sure, I want this kind of whatever and whatever, but you have to work that out yourself, and that takes having dates with a couple of stupid people before you figure it out. And there's no shortcut. I mean, what we do is it's a shortcut compared to what you're going to do if you didn't use us, which is go to Google, and you'll never get out of there alive. So here, we'll take care of you. You keep going, and we keep refining, because you have to get input on what's out there that could really help you, instead of just believing headlines that people tell you on Google. And you can't do that, please. It hurts my heart, because I know we could help you so much better, and if you know it, I mean, if you go download that report, on the 500 mini grants, and in forgetting getting help with your debt and things like that. We're all in debt. Debt's going up again. And so make an appointment right there. It says right on the top, how to make an appointment with a free financial counselor. And it is there for you to and sit down and get a handle on what you do. Because people, when we carry around debt, we also carry around mental health problems, because that weighs on our on our psyche, and it's like having a cancerous thing inside our body. I mean, I believe, and I'm not a scientist, but I'm sure there's data, that prove this right. Just I don't have it at the top of me, but it is. If you're worried about something, that does something to the rest of your body that creates things that are not, your body should not be doing for a long period of time. The body is capable of handling a lot of shocks. But if it's something that you're going to do for a long time, it's not going to work. So the main thing, if you want to get out of debt and solve that problem of not paying your bills, here's what you want to do. There's two things. You download the 500 mini grant report. You download the report on the Let's Go Meta Grant report. Okay. Now, item number 3 on the Meta Grant reports takes that stuff and it shows you step by step on what to do. And the first one, okay, there's Tammy's putting it up now. The first step is to make an appointment with the free financial counselors. And anybody can do this, even if you're watching this somewhere else and you're not a member. You can go to hud.gov/counseling. COUNSELING. Okay. You go there. Okay. And you make an appointment with a local free financial counselor. Okay, if I type out or something, then you could use Google. If you know exactly what you're looking for, then you could do. If you're just looking for help, you can't use Google. And you do that. You make an appointment. Now, they'll be able to help you get the wolves off the door, make deals with the people you owe money to. Oh, there it is. Tammy put it up there. And they'll take that for you, because these are negotiable. Your debt is negotiable, but you and I don't know how to do it. These people know how to do it. And I'm sure if you Google, they'll promise you to do that, and they'll take money from you because they have to pay Google to be able to find you. But if you do these people, they don't do that. They don't charge you money. And that's what you do. Now you want to look for grants for living expenses. And in the report, in the Let's Go Meta Grant report, it takes you through the steps on where to get that money, okay, to pay for living expenses. And again, remember, you're going to have to make more than just one phone call to probably find this. You may get lucky and there'll be one website and one phone call and get it. But most likely that will not happen. So you have to prepare for that. So if you want to solve the problem, you have to be prepared to want to solve the problem. Not you'd like to solve the problem. You have to want to do it. Make an appointment, free housing counselor where you absolutely. Tammy's right there. Then if you're not a member, you can also go to findhelp.org. Okay, if you're not a member. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's Tammy put up here. That's the step by step. And if you're not a member, you could also find a lot of that stuff by going to findhelp.org. You look for rents if you're a renter, and you find the nonprofit organizations that help people pay your rent. That's what they do. That's all they do. And even if they don't do it for you because you're not old enough, you're not this, you're not that, they have some requirements, and if you don't meet them, you still talk to them. Why? Because they could show you other organizations that may help you. See, they're in the best position in anybody in the world to help you find the right office. Not me. I could guide you to these people, but then they have to be they're the best ones because they help people like you every day. They're going to run into information, of course, and everybody's not perfect. That's why when you go and find a list of people who help you with rent, there'll be 50, 70 organizations there. So you could call every one of them until you get a winner. That's what it is. And it's having that perseverance, making sure you're going to try that thing. And if you get pissed off, then stop, whatever. See how other people did it. And we have a lot of we don't have as many testimonials here. A lot of our testimonials is over on the Facebook page. And if you go on the Facebook page and you look at the groups we have, we got 4 or 5 groups of just people testimonials that and they're wonderful. There's about 500 of them of how average people like Tammy get this. She's got over $200,000. It seems like it's just incredible, and it's there for the average person if you learn the system a little bit. You know, you just can't jump in a car and turn the ignition on and drive down the street, right? So it's going to take a little bit to learn a little bit more about it, and it keeps changing anyway. And I know it may be difficult, but your option is worse. Your option to doing that is praying that something will pop out of Google, which it never will, or praying that your bad times will go away, which it won't. You got to do it yourself. You think you'll vote for the next guy who's going to solve all your problems? No. We have to really do it ourselves. Yeah, and that's the important thing. Hi, David. Boy, did I help you? Are you in Miami? Yeah, I don't know why your name Diaz. I was doing some work with you. Oh, I'm in Colorado. Okay. There was a guy named in Miami. I found it. Helped them by finding a program down there. Grants for mom and pop businesses. That's what it's called. That's the city of Miami has that. And that's a fun thing to know. Well, guys, I'm babysitting here for 2 days. I'll try to come in at another time and do some. I got to figure out my YouTube too and get that doing. But remember, make sure you get a copy of the LESCO Meta Grant Report. Make sure you get a copy of your state 500 mini grants for your state. Make sure you apply to all our personal grants that we give for members, okay? And that's important. We just had the free laptops where we give away 25 free laptops. And so that closed. So the next one is January 4th, we're giving out $40,000. January 4th, we're giving out $40,000. So you want to apply for that. And it's very simple. You just tell us what you need $1,000 for. Bing, there it is. Tammy's there. She's so helpful and so giving. And that's it. We have our hearts to give to other people. And that feels so wonderful when you do that. And the older I get, the more I want to do just that. Boy, it's much more satisfying than anything else. We're out there we live in a society that wants money for everything, and we need it because we have to provide for ourselves. But if you give your heart, is open your heart to get more good stuff for your heart, because that will grow, and I think will solve a lot of mental problems and other problems, because I think a lot of physical problems come from what our mind is doing that can create disruption internally and make the body do funny things and create all kind of diseases we never even heard about. So open up your heart. And I'll do it too, as much as I can every day. So thank you for helping other people and being here, because you being here and showing me that it's something I know is valuable is the best gift in the world. And I thank you so much for that.